Hello, everybody. Been a long damn time, hasn't it? Well, I got something to show you today for once. I want to update a shower system for somebody, and well, they got this old school nub sticking out of the shower where an old shower head was going, and it's just so. What we have here is a little tiny hole. There's my cutter is in the way right now, but there's just this coming through the hole. So I really have no way to solder unless I chip away the tile, get inside the wall, and start all over. So I'm going to use what's called a SharkBite adapter. Okay, it's 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch female adapter with the push and lock on one side. And I don't normally wouldn't suggest using something like this inside a wall, but I'm gonna, because that's the kind of guy I am. And I'm sure it's going to be okay. I've used this before, and there's never been an issue with these things. They're dead on, revolutionizing the industry, quite frankly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this out right now. I'm going to get back to the smallest piece of section that I can get to protrude out of the wall, and then lock this piece on. Before I do that, though, also I'm going to go ahead and thread on the shower nub, the piece that comes off, that little silver chrome piece that comes out that you normally are used to seeing. So let me set that up and I'll be right back. All right, so I took the piece out, I cut back, there's a little nub in there. What I'm going to do first, though, before we get up there, is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to thread this, take this thread, and I'm going to put this around it, the thread sailor tape around here, Teflon tape. I'm very tired. Teflon tape around the thread, that way it will help sail. Now we're going to introduce it to the female adapter. I'm going to go ahead and make that up first before we head up there. So here we are with the Teflon tape wrapped around the thread. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to screw it into the adapter. Okay, so right here is my copper piece, my copper fitting in the wall. When I push back, it stops against the back wall. Here's the snap-on SharkBite. You simply slide it on and push all the way in tight. There we go. You can hear it kind of make up that final connection. Now this piece right here that's protruding, we'll go ahead and we'll use an escutcheon cup. I'll have to get an oversized one, and we'll go ahead and we'll put that in there. And the other thing we're going to do is we're going to stop this, because it's a SharkBite. It doesn't, you can see how this can go up and around. That's how it's designed to work. It works just like that. It locks on, but it doesn't solder, so it doesn't rotate. So inside the wall, it could still rotate. And I'm going to do a little handyman work to stop that from happening. Right now, though, before I go any further, I'm going to turn on the water. I'm going to inspect the insides. I'm going to make sure that the water is flowing properly and I'm not having a malfunction with the SharkBite straight from the manufacturer. Okay, this is the system that I'm going to be installing. All right, so far you can see we've gotten this far. I've gotten this piece coming out, okay? Just don't have the escutcheon on, and I told you I was going to deal with that a little bit later. So I went ahead and I tested. We're totally fine in there. Before I do anything to seal that up and make it from swinging back and forth, I'm going to make up all the connections and get the entire shower put together first. Then I'll deal with how I'm going to seal that. I'm going to make plumbers laugh all across the country when I see what I'm going to do. Okay, so here's the arm. The first thing we want to do is they supply you with these washers. Okay, so pay attention to the directions. Almost every single time you're going to place a washer into where water is going to be either exiting or coming in, your supply or your discharge. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to unscrew this piece from the arm bracket, and I'm going to place the washer inside. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the thread tape, the Teflon tape, up above, and we're going to go ahead and get that thread sealant on there, make up this connection. Then we'll move and work our way down the arm with every single connection. Okay, this isn't really a difficult installation. This is a piece that you can purchase at Home Depot. Not a real expensive shower system. It's plastic. It's not real chrome. So this is for your rental unit, your kid's house. You know, your kid wants you to come help him. Here you go, kid. And charge him $1,000. Don't tell him. Something to be careful of when you're screwing this piece, this adapter on right here. Okay, because it's plastic, number one, don't over tighten it, because you could crack this piece very easily and it'll just start spraying water out completely out of the wherever the crack came. Second, when you're cranking it with something like this that has teeth on it, you can make marks like crazy. So what I do is I throw a towel around it. Not like that, but I put a towel around it and I protect that area, and then I put my wrench on it and I crank it, you know, and don't over tighten it. You don't need to do that. Snug it up. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with this thread right here. Teflon it up, okay? And then we're going to make up this connection, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to seal this thing to the wall, and that way the arm bracket is on. Then I'm going to go ahead and make a water test from there, because I test every step I go before I go to the next step. It's just the way I am, ADD. So we'll go ahead and we'll do that. And again, be sure, don't over crank it. Use a towel if you don't want teeth marks on your nice new fake chrome. Okay, now I have it connected. Now you want to go ahead and you want to center it and then suction cup it to the wall. Now, this comes with two different ways to adhere it to the wall. One is the suction cup, where you will peel back a piece here, apply it, and then crank this piece, and it will suck on. However, you might end up like I am right here in a crevice or a grout line. Or if you have, if it's not a flat surface that you're attaching to for whatever reason, suction cup isn't going to work. So they supply you with the secondary piece. And what you have to do is you have to spin off this piece right here, unscrews from the connector inside. So I'm going to unscrew that. I'm going to let that drop because I really don't care about it. And then we're going to add this piece right here. Has threads on it. Put it right back in the middle here. Screw it back in just like the other one was. And voila. And then this has an adhesive on it. You peel back tape. Peel that tape off and it will stick to anything. Directions say, not that I read directions, I don't read directions. Directions say to let that dry. Don't let no water hit it. You know, let it sit and let that adhesive dry for a little while. I think it says 24 hours, but whatever. So I'm going to move to make up that right now, and I'll be back. All right, so now it's adhered. Just make sure that you have it centered. You can see that you want to have it centered, everything straight down in between, nice and uniform. Now, by adhering it to this wall, actually, it does stop this SharkBite from spinning. It actually can't spin anymore, so it actually holds anyway. So who knew? All right, I'm going to move to the next part. I'm going to test it, move to the next part, which is working this shower head on, connecting the next shower head to the supply line, and should be good to go after that. Okay, so I put my thread tape on, Teflon tape. Say that 10 times so I don't forget it. And then here's your shower head. We're just going to screw that on. And like I said, we'll move on. All right, once that's on, what you want to make sure now is this bottom piece is set so that you can go evenly right to left. These are the different selections. So when you're putting this on, you want to make sure that this is in the middle. 1, 2, 3. You click down and then 1, 2, 3. So you know that's the middle, and you want to inline it straight with everything. Make sure that you crank it on nice here. Again, don't over tighten. You can crack this stupid piece of crap. All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to make up the hose connection now. This is going to go to the arm. There's a supply end right here on the arm. We're going to go ahead and make up that connection, again, putting the Teflon tape. But this is important. This has what's called a vacuum brake in it, okay? There's two ends. They look almost the same. If you look at the other end, they're both the same. They both have the female thread connectors, but this one has the red tape on it, and this is clarifying that this is the vacuum brake. And what that means is when you're shifting between shower heads, because this is two shower head system, and when you're shifting the knob that's in the middle of it to go to this one, and you want to go back to the other shower head, it can actually release the pressure. It's important. You can't put this backwards. If you put it on the opposite end, you're actually going to probably cause a leak and a pressure problem there. So be sure that this connector does not go to the shower head. It goes to the arm. Okay, so that piece is now secured. It's on. We got the arm on. Now we're going to make up this connector to this shower head. Same thing, little Teflon tape at the bottom. This white piece, you can break this piece right off. It's just a protector of the chrome, so you can just take these pieces right off when you see them. They break right off. Get rid of it. Get out of here. Goodbye. And we're going to put that on, okay? So we got it all installed. Let's give it a test. Here's what it looks like. We'll turn on the agua. Holy moly. There goes the top head. Now when you shift it from here, we can go to both. And when you shift it all the way up, we have the handheld. No leaks, no issues. What I'm going to do here now is I'm going to silicone. I'm going to silicone the crap out of here. This will go in some more. Silicone the crap out of it, and then I'm going to get an excursion plate, slide that on over. Of course, I'm going to have to take this back off, back that off, slide the piece back on. That's all she wrote. Have a nice day.